In this section, I will discuss the ITIL Continual Improvement Model. Continual improvement, as the term suggests, is an ongoing process. Everything around us keeps changing, and therefore we need to continuously focus on how we can do things better or smarter. This involves continuously improving practices and processes. It's also important to regularly review the continual improvement practices themselves to identify areas for further improvement. Continual improvement is recurring organizational activity performed at all levels to ensure that an organization's performance continually meets stakeholders' expectations. ITIL 4 supports continual improvement through the ITIL 4 Continual Improvement Model. The model provides a structured approach to identifying and implementing improvements. Although the model is not explicitly mentioned as a specific topic in the syllabus, it is integral to the service value system and all the practices within ITIL 4. Just as a quick reminder, the service value system is a key concept in ITIL 4. It represents how the components and activities of an organization work together to create value. Continual improvement is embedded within the service value system, ensuring that every aspect of the organization is aligned towards delivering value and enhancing performance. The service value system consists of several key items. The guiding principles. These principles provide universal enduring guidance on how to achieve success. Governance. This ensures that policies on continual improvement are aligned with the organization's objectives. The service value chain, or the operating model. This model outlines the key activities required to respond to demand and facilitate value creation. The 34 practices of service management. These practices provide a set of organizational resources designed for performing work or accomplishing an objective. Continual improvement. This is a recurring organizational activity performed at all levels to ensure that an organization's performance continually meets stakeholders' expectations. Having good understanding of the service value system model is beneficial in day-to-day work, as it is universally applicable. Change is the only constant, and we need to constantly review how we can become better. Continual improvement is not only part of the service value system, but also one of the 34 practices. The model is a lightweight model that can be easily followed or adapted to fit everyone's needs. It provides a structured approach to identifying and implementing improvements, ensuring that the organization remains agile and responsive to change. In addition to the improvement model, I will also cover the continual improvement management practice. This practice involves managing improvement initiatives and ensuring that they are aligned with the organization's goals and objectives. Now, let's move on to the next slide and talk a bit more about the continual improvement. As mentioned before, I'm going to talk about continual improvement. First, I will cover some items you need to know from the continual improvement practice. For a better understanding, let's go through some important definitions from the practice that you need to know for your exam. Feel free to read along with me. Improvement, a deliberately introduced change that results in increased value for one or more stakeholders. This means any change we make should aim to provide benefit or usefulness for those involved. Value, although not on the slide, it is important to understand that value refers to the benefit or usefulness for one or more stakeholders. This is the ultimate goal of any improvement initiative. Vision, a defined aspiration of what an organization would like to become in the future. A vision is crucial as it forms the basis for the strategy and direction of the company or improvement initiative. Improvement register, also known as CIR, CIR. This is a database or structured document used to record or manage improvement initiatives throughout their life cycles. The continual improvement register can be maintained at a company level or department level, ensuring that all improvement activities are tracked and managed effectively. Feedback loop, part of an output of an activity that is used for a new input. Feedback is essential in everything we do and is particularly important for continual improvement. It helps us understand what is working well and what needs to be adjusted. A practice success factor. A practice success factor is a complex functional component of a practice that is required for the practice to fulfill its purpose. I will discuss more about practice success factors in the next slides. Having a good understanding of these definitions will help you grasp the concepts of the continual improvement practice and prepare for your exam. Now, let's move on towards the next slide and talk more about continual improvement. The purpose of the continual improvement practice is to ensure that an organization's practices and services remain in sync with evolving business requirements. This is achieved through ongoing enhancement of products, services, practices, or other elements related to the management of products and services. To give you an example, imagine a team that creates and maintains a product. They regularly review their processes and practices to ensure they stay up to date with industry trends, user needs, and what the competition is doing. If they notice any inefficiencies or areas for improvement, they adjust their development process, tools, or documentation. This ongoing effort to enhance their products and services aligns with the continual improvement practice. You do not need to remember the purpose word for word, but you do need to understand what its purpose is and what it means and what its goal is. The purpose of the continual improvement practice is to ensure that your organization's performance continually meets stakeholders' expectations by regularly identifying and implementing improvements. The key activities of the continual improvement include encouraging continual improvement across the organization. Continual improvement needs to be embedded and supported from the top down. Everyone has a role to play in continual improvement, and it should be part of the organizational culture. Securing time and budget for continual improvement. Larger initiatives will require funding and time to execute. It is important to allocate sufficient time and budget to manage continual improvement effectively. Identifying and logging improvement opportunities. All layers in the organization should be able to log improvement opportunities. Often the best ideas come from operational teams. There needs to be an easy method for everyone to register opportunities for improvement across the organization. Assessing and prioritizing improvement opportunities. It is important not to try to tackle all improvement opportunities at once. It can be overwhelming for the teams involved and may even be impossible. Progress iteratively and avoid trying to boil the ocean. Make business cases for improvement actions. Linked to securing time and budget, we need to create business cases to justify the funding for all opportunities. Planning and implementing improvements. Since we cannot execute all opportunities at once, we need to prioritize and plan the different improvements. This ensures that the focus on the most critical areas first. Measure and evaluating improvement results. It's essential to measure and evaluate the results of the improvements to ensure they are delivering the expected value and benefits. Coordinating improvement activities across the organization. We may have several improvement initiatives running simultaneously. It is important to maintain a holistic view of the improvements across the organization and ensure that the initiatives are not working counterproductive. You will recognize these activities when I talk about the improvement model later in this video. This is an overview of the continual improvement model. This model is a structured approach to enhancing processes and services within an organization. Let's break down its key components. What's the vision? Define the long-term goals and objectives. What do we want to aspire? Where are we now? Assess the current state. What are our strengths and weaknesses? Where do we want to be? Set clear, measurable targets. What improvements do we aim for? How do we get there? Develop a detailed plan. What steps and actions are necessary? Execute the improvement plan. Implement the strategies. How do we put our plan into action? Did we get there? Evaluate the outcomes. Did we achieve our goals? And keep the momentum going. Sustain the progress. How do we ensure continuous improvement? To successfully implement continual improvement, it must be embedded within the organization. This involves establishing proper governance and ensuring that necessary resources are available for improvement initiatives. It requires involvement from everyone. It's crucial that everyone in the organization participates in the improvement process. Continual improvement should be part of everyone's responsibility, as those who work with the practices and processes daily are best positioned to identify areas for improvement. Suggestions for improvement should be documented in the Continual Improvement Register. This register can be maintained at the department level, company level, ensuring that all ideas are captured and considered. After successfully completing an improvement initiative, it is important to keep the momentum going. However, avoid the trap of assuming that the same approach will work every iteration. Each situation is unique and one size does not fit all. The ITIL Continual Improvement Model is versatile and can be applied in both traditional waterfall and agile curves. Finally, do not forget to celebrate successes and learn from the journey. Recognizing achievements and reflecting on the process helps to motivate and guide future improvements, no matter how small the improvements have been. The first step in the continual improvement model is to define the vision. Let's take a moment to understand what a vision is. A company vision is an aspiration of what it wants to achieve in the future. Similarly, an improvement vision outlines what we aim to accomplish with a specific improvement initiative. Aligning with the company vision. It's crucial to have a clear understanding of the improvement vision, ensure it aligns with the company's overall vision and objectives. Additionally, we need to identify and understand the stakeholders involved in the process. For example, if a company's vision is to become the best car repair shop, but the improvement initiative focuses on selling toys, this would clearly divert the company from its intended path. Such an initiative should not be pursued, as it does not support a company's vision and objectives. Aligning improvements with the company's goals makes it easier to gain stakeholder buy-in and ensure that resources are invested wisely. Improvement initiatives should have clear objectives that communicate the intent of the improvement, the expected value, and the direction. This clarity helps in maintaining focus and ensuring that the initiative contributes positively to the company's overall goals. The next step in the continual improvement model is to assess where we are. Sometimes the current state is not well understood. If we do not know our starting point, it becomes challenging to determine whether our improvement efforts are achieving their goals and what the benefits are. Therefore, it is crucial to gain an understanding of the current state. Imagine embarking on a journey from point A to B. To plan the route effectively, we need to know where point A is. Similarly, in the context of continual improvement, understanding our current state is essential for mapping out the path to our desired future state. To get a clear understanding of the current state, it may be necessary to conduct a thorough assessment. This assessment should consider all four dimensions: organization and people, value streams and processes, information and technology, and partners and suppliers. Even a small improvement can have a significant impact on other areas or dimensions, so it's important to maintain a holistic view. Part of the assessment also involves gathering metrics on the current state. These metrics provide valuable data that can highlight gaps and areas needing improvement, as well as areas that are performing well. A comprehensive assessment will give us a balanced view of the current state, identifying both strengths and weaknesses. If we skip this step and proceed directly implementing improvements, we might reach our destination point B, but we will not be able to determine if we have delivered a successful outcome. Without knowing our starting point, it is impossible to measure progress accurately. Additionally, it becomes more difficult to secure stakeholder commitments to support the improvement initiative or to any future initiatives. Understanding the current state also helps in gaining stakeholder buy-in. When stakeholders see a clear picture of where we are starting from, they are more likely to support the initiative improvement efforts. This transparency builds trust and encourages collaboration. By thoroughly assessing the current state, we set a solid foundation for our improvement journey. This step ensures that we have a clear understanding of our starting point, enabling us to plan effectively and measure our progress accurately. Now that we understand the current state, which is the starting point of our improvement journey, we need to define where do we want to be. When defining the future state, it's important to set achievable goals. These goals might not represent the ultimate end goal, but should be realistic, incremental steps that brings us closer to our desired outcome. Setting goals that are too ambitious can make them difficult to achieve and might lead to frustration and failure. The goal of this step is to develop a clear description of a future state. This includes the results of gap analysis, which identifies the difference between the current state and the desired future state. Additionally, we need to establish clear objectives and key performance indicators to measure our progress. Just as with the where are we now step, it is crucial to define the outcomes in measurable terms. In some improvement initiatives, we will require additional budget and resources. To justify these needs, a small business case might be necessary. This business case should outline the expected benefits, costs, and the resources required for the improvement initiative. It helps in securing the necessary funding and support from stakeholders. Equally important is obtaining agreements from stakeholders to move forward with the improvement initiative. This includes agreeing on the priorities and the resources that will be allocated. Stakeholder buy-in is essential for the success of the initiative, as it ensures that everyone is aligned and committed to the same goals. We should not skip this step. As mentioned previously, if we don't know where we are going, do not have a clear destination point, we will not be able to deliver a successful and measurable improvement. Without a clear vision of the future state, the improvement initiative is likely to fail. By defining where we want to be, we set a clear path for our improvement journey. This step ensures that we have a well-defined destination, measurable objectives, and the necessary resources and stakeholder support to achieve our goals. We know where we are, and we have defined where we want to be. Now it's time to create the action plan for how to get there. When developing the action plan, we need to consider the following factors. Identify any quick wins that can be achieved easily and provide immediate benefits. These quick wins can help build momentum and demonstrate the value of the improvement initiative early on. Determine if certain tasks need to be completed first. Prioritizing tasks can ensure that we address the most critical areas and dependencies early in the process. Consider any constraints that might impact the implementation of the plan. There could be budget limitations, resource availability, or time constraints. Plan for an iterative delivery, where improvements are made in small, manageable increments. This approach allows for continuous feedback and adjustments, ensuring that a plan remains flexible and responsive to changing needs. The guiding principle of keep it simple and practical and progress iteratively with feedback are essential for setting up the plan. Ensure that the plan includes small, visible steps that can be easily tracked and measured. If possible, deliver incremental value at each stage to demonstrate progress and maintain stakeholder engagement. Improvements can vary in size and complexity. Some may require formal stakeholder improvement, while others can proceed with implementation directly. Regardless of the size, it is important to keep stakeholders informed about the plan. This ensures transparency and alignment with the agreed objectives outlined in the business case if this was required. Having practical limits in place is crucial for tracking the progress of the plan. These metrics should be designed to provide clear, actionable insights into how well the plan is being executed. They help in identifying any areas that may adjustment and ensure that the improvements initiatives stay on track. In summary, by creating a well-thought-out action plan, we set a clear path for achieving our improvement goals. This plan should be practical, iterative, and aligned with stakeholder expectations. With the right metrics in place, we can monitor progress and make informed decisions to ensure the success of the improvement initiative. In this step, we move into execution stage. Take action. We are now following the plan we set up in the previous step. It's crucial to keep a clear focus on the future state we aim to achieve. However, it is possible that we may encounter unforeseen issues, or our initial assumptions might differ from reality. These challenges may require us to revisit previous steps and adjust our direction accordingly. Flexibility and adaptability are key during this stage. The plan might not always deliver the desired results, so it is important to continuously track progress and compare it against our desired targets. Regularly monitor helps us identify any deviations early and take corrective actions promptly. Organizational change management is a critical practice during the execution state. It involves managing the human aspects of change, ensuring that employees are engaged, informed, and supported throughout the improvement initiative. Effective change management helps us in minimizing resistance and fostering a positive attitude towards the changes. Risk management is another important practice. Identifying potential risks and having mitigation strategies in place ensures that we are prepared to handle any challenges that arise. Proactively managing risk helps in maintaining the momentum and success of the improvement initiative. Once we complete this step, we should have reached the desired future state, which we defined in step 3, where do we want to be. This means we have successfully finished our journey and arrived at destination B, our new current state. In summary, the execution state is about executing our plan into action, monitoring progress, managing organizational change, and addressing risks. By staying focused and adaptable, we can successfully navigate this stage and achieve our improvement goals. Did we get there? Have we achieved success? In this step, we conduct an improvement review or retrospective. This involves a thorough evaluation of the objectives we set for the new target state, which should now be our current new state. We validate the metrics and KPIs to determine what we have achieved and what we have not. The key questions we need to answer are: did we deliver the promised value and outcomes? Did we meet our goals? Too often projects stop at the execution state and move on without completing this crucial review step. Skipping this step can lead to missed opportunities for learning and improvement. It is essential to take the time to reflect on the outcomes and assess whether we have truly achieved our desired end state. We have not yet received the desired end state. We need to take another iteration of the improvement model. This iterative approach allows us to make continuous adjustments and improvements until we achieve our goals. Throughout the improvement initiative, we may identify new improvement actions for future initiatives. It's important to capture these insights in the improvement register. This ensures that valuable ideas are not lost and can be considered for future improvements. Besides capturing new improvements initiatives, this is also an ideal place to capture lessons learned from the improvement initiative and promote continuous learning. As in the other steps, metrics play a key role in this review step. They provide objective data to validate the achievements reached. By analyzing the metrics, we can gain a clear understanding of our progress and identify areas for further improvement. In summary, the review step is about evaluating our success, validating our achievements, and identifying any gaps that need to be addressed, and ensures that we learn from our experience and continuously improve. By completing this step, we can confidently say whether we have achieved our goals and delivered the promised value. Step 7 of the continual improvement model: keep the momentum going. At this stage, we focus on several key activities to ensure the sustained success of our improvement initiative. Celebrate success first and foremost. It is important to market and celebrate the success of the improvement. Recognize and acknowledge the hard work and achievement of everyone involved. This not only boosts morale, but also reinforces the value of continual improvement. Make stakeholders aware of the success and the positive impact it has on the organization. Continuously monitor progress of improvement initiatives to ensure that it continues to deliver the achieved value. It's crucial to make sure that the changes implemented do not revert to old ways of doing things. Regular check-ins and reviews help maintain the momentum and ensure the improvement sustains over time. This is also the point where we review any open actions and trigger new initiatives for continual improvement. The process of ongoing iteration is vital. If we have broken a larger initiative into smaller steps and are running the improvement in an agile manner, we start the next sprint of an improvement process. This iterative approach allows for continuous refinement and enhancement. Another key aspect of this step is conducting retrospectives or lessons learned analysis. Reflect on what went well and what can be improved in the future. Lessons may be learned at any point during an improvement initiative. When mistakes are made, they should be corrected, but it's equally important to document and communicate the lessons learned. This helps in avoiding similar issues in future initiatives and fosters a culture of continuous learning. Throughout the improvement cycle, we may identify new ideas for improvement. It's important to document these ideas and capture them in an improvement register. This ensures that valuable insights are not lost and can be considered for future improvements. Skipping this step can lead to risks that the intended improvement is not well embedded within the organization. Support for future improvements might falter, and momentum gained could be lost. Therefore, it is essential to keep the momentum going by celebrating successes, monitoring progress, review actions, conducting retrospectives, and capturing new ideas. By doing so, we ensure the improvements are sustained and the organization continues to benefit from the positive changes. I already mentioned it earlier in this video, the guiding principles. These go hand in hand with the continual improvement model. Pause the video and take a look where the guiding principles link to the improvement model. Does it make sense to you? This section is not part of the foundational knowledge you need to know, but it serves as an easy way for me to highlight how continual improvement is integrated in all the practices, demonstrating its importance in the ever-changing environment we are all part of. Continual improvement is embedded in all 34 ITIL practices, emphasizing its critical role in ensuring that organizations remain agile and responsive to change. This integration highlights the necessity of continual improvement in maintaining and enhancing organizational performance. While I won't go into detail about the maturity model, I will use it to illustrate the integration of continual improvement across all practices. The ITIL maturity model has 5 levels, with the 5th level being the most mature. At this level, continual improvement is a key focus, ensuring that practices are continuously optimized and improved. An overview of the 5 levels. Level 1. The practice is not well organized. Level 2. The practice systemically achieves its purpose through a basic set of activities supported by specialized resources. Level 3. The practice is well defined and achieves its purpose in an organized way. Level 4. The practice achieves its purpose in a highly organized way and its performance is continually measured and assessed. Level 5. The practice is continually improving organizational capabilities associated with its purpose. As you can see in the picture I'm showing here, the 5th level is all about continual improvement. At this level, we continuously strive for further optimization and improvement of the practice. If you want to know more about the ITIL 4 maturity model, I recommend looking at Chapter 7 of any of the 34 practices where the maturity model is explained in further detail. We reached the end of this video. If you like this video, please do not hesitate to leave a comment or like this video. I obviously would appreciate if you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching this video. Please do check out my other videos on ITIL 4.